Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the It Matters podcast. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to bring you another solo episode. And as all of you know, my heart is I want to be able to add value to you. And I truly believe that it's a win-win when the leader leads well. And so if I can help you maximize your potential and expand your leadership capacity and skills, that you're going to be able to lead well, and then you'll be able to lead those around you, and they're going to benefit from that as well. And so I wanted to bring you an episode today that focuses on winning the day. And so I think there are many things that you could do to win the day. And I bet you that many of you are already putting in some great habits and some great practices into your day. But I wanted to bring up a couple of thoughts that you should definitely be mindful of and that I've done, and it works for me. And I know many other people do it. And I wanted to bring it to your attention. And so let's start with one. The first one would be is, how are you ending your day? Like, do you end your day on purpose? And I'm referring more to like at night, later at night before you go to bed, like 30 minutes before, maybe an hour before you go to bed. How are you ending your night? Are you ending your night with some reflection? Now, this is the neat thing. Being able to put this practice into your habits will not only help you end the day well, but it actually will set you up for the next morning to start the day well. So you can win the day as a whole. And so reflecting would look like this. Actually, before I even say that, I would say, have you made a habit of making sure that maybe you're off social media, maybe you're off screen time, uh, putting those things away that are making your brain work? And are you creating the space to be able to rest and wind down? Now, there isn't a real science behind how many minutes or how many hours should you stop looking at your phone or your computer before going to bed. But I'm going to recommend that you start somewhere and you start putting it into practice, that it's at least 30 minutes or an hour before. Allow yourself to unwind and do some reflection. Maybe that looks like journaling. I love the idea of reflecting on what went well and what didn't go so well during the day. So then you can kind of process that a little bit. But if you are going to focus on some of the, not so good things or the bad things that happen in the day, make sure you follow that up with some gratitude. Don't end your night by going, well, that day sucked and that wasn't good. End the day with having some gratitude and going, this is what went well, and this is what I loved about it, this is what I learned. And allow yourself to put that on paper and let that be released on paper, so then you can rest your mind properly. The other key thing that I like to do is plan the next day. Like, plan your morning, plan your day, plan what you're going to do the moment that you wake up. Because then when you do wake up, you're not trying to make your mind work so much and going like, oh man, what was I going to do? And you're not running on emotions. You're not going, well, man, I don't really feel so good today. Actually, I'm feeling a little tired. um you know what, I don't feel like doing that. Make the plan the night before. Make a little list and saying, when I wake up, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. So then you can hit the day running and winning the day in that way. It could be as simple as, I'm going to get up and work out. I'm going to make breakfast first. I'm going to meditate right off in first thing in the morning. I'm going to make sure that I get task 1, 2, and 3 done in the first few hours of my day. And having that plan could avoid you not only just kind of wasting the morning or jumping on social media or on screen time, and then you're already or even checking your emails and all that. Like, there's a time and place for that, and you got to figure out what works best. But having some boundaries in how you're going to start your day can help you be set up to win the day in an amazing way. But it has to start the night before. Now, I've been a guy that's done it where I'm like, oh, well, I'll start in the morning and I'll kind of begin my day by planning my morning. The thing is that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It can be frustrating if your brain's not fully there. You're like trying to like put your thoughts together, and if whether you're a morning person or not, that could play a role into that. And I just think that if you do it the night before, you're not going to go to bed with all these thoughts in your minds. You give the opportunity, you give your body and your mind the opportunity to rest and to just you write it down, and you don't have to worry about, oh, what do I have to remember? No, you've written it down, and tomorrow morning you can start the day on a good foot. And so, let me recap that. Right, we want to be able to make a boundary of when we're going to get off our screen time, social medias, our emails. Give ourselves time between that and bedtime to make sure that we give our brains some time to rest. Do some reflection on some of the wins and some of the things that didn't go so well. And let's make a list of, I don't know, maybe three things that we're grateful for. And let's go and search it deep inside and make sure we're grateful for the things that happened today. And let's plan what we want to do tomorrow so then we can have a better day tomorrow than we did today. So that's one thought. The second thought is then in the morning, get into the practice in working on the art of not snoozing. If you have an alarm clock and you have a specific time that you want to get up, figure out a way to create that discipline to not snooze. And this is my perspective. Again, there is no real science. There's a lot of different thoughts behind, is snoozing bad for your health? Should I be snoozing or not? Is it a big deal or not? This is one thought that I want to give you. And in my opinion, I think could really help you win the day if you don't snooze. And that is starting the day by being accountable to yourself. What do I mean by that? The night before you said, let's say you were going to get up at 6 in the morning. The night before you made that commitment saying, I'm going to wake up at 6 in the morning so I can get A, B, C done. Well, the next morning when the alarm goes off, if you can shut that alarm off and get up, you are now being accountable to yourself. You're not waking up defeated. You're waking up with the win right off the start. And so if you get into the habit of snoozing, however many times, you're already not being accountable to what you said you were going to do. And now that will play in your mind when you get up and you go, well, I wanted to get up at 6 in the morning, and for some reason it's 6:30 or 7 o'clock now, and now I'm already feeling behind because I didn't say or I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And so now your whole day is shifting, and now you're maybe moving things around, and things don't seem to flow the way you want it. And so I really want to encourage you to stop and think, what could it look like if you start creating the habit of not snoozing? So you can be accountable to yourself, and then the rest of the things in your day can kind of fall into place and fall into line so you can win the day. It starting, and so snoozing gets you started on the right foot, but as I said, you also get started the night before. If you can learn to kind of figure out these disciplines, if you can figure out a way to adapt, and you know what, leading yourself is an art. It doesn't work for everybody. I mean, I know some of you are probably sitting here listening to me and saying, yeah, well, I'm more of a night person, I'm not really so much of a morning person. Regardless, whether you make a habit of getting up at 6, 5 in the morning, or whether you make a habit of getting up at 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning, you still need to be on purpose. And what I'm suggesting is living your life with intention and on purpose so you can win your day, so you can end your day properly and you can start your day properly. And I guarantee you, you be mindful of this and you're going to have these wins and great habits. Now, what you're doing in the morning, what you're doing before you go to bed, even before you do reflection, that's up to you. I mean, there's something to be said about being on purpose and making sure you're having habits that are adding value to you, that are making you a better person, that you're staying away from negativity. You're not watching garbage on TV, and that you're even in the morning, that you're starting on a good step, like being grateful. I know that you were grateful the night before about the day that was behind you, but why don't you start your morning off with gratitude and being thankful about what's going to come your way? those positive affirmations. That positivity is amazing, and it's a game changer for you. Now, maybe a thing that I should address, like, what could you be grateful in the morning? The day hasn't happened yet, so what are you going to be grateful for? Well, what about starting with something basic and something very simple? Like, I'm thankful that I can move my hands. I'm thankful that I can move my body and that I'm gonna sit up, and I'm thankful that my legs are working so I can move on with my day. Thank you that I can breathe. I'm thankful that I feel healthy this morning to take on my day. Whatever it is, you insert the things that make sense to you, but that is just on a basic level how you can start implementing gratitude into your day so you can move forward and start on this optimistic platform and saying, okay, let's take on whatever happens today. I'm ready for it, and I'm going to be with a clear mind to handle challenges that are going to come my way. I'm going to do whatever I can to win the day, and be a positive impact and add value to others and be an encourager, and whatever those disciplines look like to you, that we end up being the best leader that we can be today. And it starts by how we end and how we start our days. And so, if that's something new to you, I would really encourage you to really stop and think about how you can implement those two major habits. And if you're already kind of doing, still reflect and figure how you can tweak a little bit so you can be on purpose. The idea here is that we want to be intentional. And so, when we're intentional, we end the day well, we can go to bed with a clear mind, and we can have a purposeful rest throughout the night, and then we get up on purpose, and we also we don't have to be scattered. We can be intentional and say, I know what I'm supposed to do because I wrote it down the night before, and now let's move and let's tackle the day and let's win the day. And so those are some simple practical thoughts, but I wanted to talk about that because some of us are not good at this, and I wasn't always good at it, and even today sometimes I struggle with it, or I drop the ball. But hey, we get back up and we try it again, and we continue it, and we allow ourselves to be consistent. And so I want you to think on that. I want you to let me know what you think, comment, share this episode if you think somebody needs to hear this. These are just some small practical things that you can start doing to lead better. And it doesn't matter what kind of leader you are or in what arena you lead in, these kind of things will help you not only be a better leader, but lead well and be able to lead your people so that they can get the best out of you. So anyway, I'm going to leave that with you today. I hope this encourages you. Until next time, remember to dream big, grow always, and lead well. Catch you next time.